Welcome. We're here today to talk about critical reading and some things that you can do to help in that process. And the way I'd like you to think about it is to break your reading process up into 3 sections. You can do before your reading, during your reading, and after your reading. And the purpose of this, breaking this up into 3 sections, is to help make you a more critical reader, which means you're taking in the purpose of the reading and then making an evaluation of that reading. So the first thing you should be doing before you're reading is an actual before reading strategy. And primarily what this will entail are 2 steps. You need to be surveying your reading, which entails going through the reading, looking at headings, captions, photos, bold words, italic words, and just gaining a general sense of what's going on in the reading. The second thing you need to do is develop a questioning strategy. And this can happen in multiple ways. You can literally take the headings of each chapter and turn them into a question, which will help you anticipate what's going to happen in the chapter or the reading. And you can just form a general list of questions that you may have sparked from the subject of the reading. Welcome back. What we need to talk about now is what you do while you read. And there are 3 things that I can recommend to you. The first thing is what's called chunking. And this is telling yourself certain stopping points as you read, that when you get to that stopping point, you rephrase or restate what the author has just said. The second thing I can recommend is that you participate in note-taking, which just essentially means you are coming up with some kind of note system that you use on the text. This will just help you refer back to what you were thinking when you read later. The third thing you need to be thinking about are the questions that you started with in the before reading phase. And at this point, you need to actually be looking for the answers to those questions, in addition to constantly asking yourself what the author's purpose is, and things like why did the author put this text here and in this way. So now that you've finished the reading, you should be thinking critically about the reading. And this entails 2 steps. You need to first summarize in order to identify the author's argument. And then once you've identified the author's argument, you need to be thinking critically about it. This means you need to be thinking right now at this point after you've read, as well as during your reading, about the evidence the author has used to support his argument. Is the support relevant and is it adequate? And once you've done this, you can better evaluate the argument. Do you agree with it or do you not agree with it? In addition, you should be going back and thinking about the author's tone and purpose, who their audience is, and figuring out if there's any bias. With these elements, you should be able to determine in a critical way what the author is saying.